Hello developers. Today we will see this React Native Parallax image. So this is our desired output of this video. As you can see, it contains the images and the Parallax props are working. So let's get into it. This is our basic React app with a simple text output. First, let's import the cursor and the Parallax image in our app with some other required libraries like React, useRef, useState and useEffect. Now we don't need this part, so let's remove this. After this, let's create the data for the slides and the URL for the image. We can give any image URL here. So let's give one dummy image URL here. And to add more images, we can reuse this part and give different image URLs in it. Now let's create the null state for the props. For that, we have to use the use state, which will returns the stateful value and function to update and keep useRef to null. After that, with the help of useEffect, we will set entries to our data, which accept the function which contain the imperative. Now let's create the view section for our entries. Now let's use a parallax image component here. With source, we can call the image from our entries. Now to assign the style to the image, we can create the new styles and let's call it image container and add some properties in it like flex, which will allow the props to use the required space, and for the margin bottom we will use the platform, which will prevent the random Android rendering issue, and border radius for the curved edges of the image. Now we will keep the parallax factor to 0.5, which will control the image zooming of the prop, and let's call the parallax props here. Now to assign the width and height to our props, we will create a function with the help of dimension, which will arrange the dimension of the props according to the dimension of our output device. And now we just have to call the function here for the width and height. This -60 will create the gap between the props and side of the screen. Now let's create a view section for the cursor, which will contain the given props and the given data. Ref is for the cursor ref, and for the slider width, we will use the previously created screen width function, and same for the slider height. This data will take the data from the entries which we have already created at the beginning, and render will call the render item function. This has parallax image will activate the parallax image properties. So for that, let's give a true value to it. And to run the app, let's call the app with the export default my cursor. And we can use this container style for our main view section. Now let's open the terminal in the folder and let's go to this article which have direct source code and installation process. It has more article like this. Now let's copy this command and paste it in the terminal, wait for the installation and run the app with the expo start. And we can ignore these prop warnings. So as you can see, we got our cursor image parallax and we got our desired output. So that's it guys. Make sure to check out the website. It have direct source code and installation process which will help you to build the awesome React Native apps. So like this video and give sub to this channel and see you in next one.